Good morning, children. Let us begin with a new chapter, chapter number 2, Plant Around Us, in our science subject. Okay, children, in our last classes, like in our previous class when you were in your second standard, we might have learned about different parts of plants, correct? Let us just recall them up back again. Yes. So we're going to learn about parts of plants. Plants, like any other living organism, have different parts, right? Different parts of a plant perform different functions, correct? We all are aware, like how we human beings have different body parts for different activities. Like we use hands for many activities like writing, eating food, yes, to lift something up, correct? Our eyes are for seeing, our stomach is to digest food, our mouth is to eat the food, nose is to breathe in, correct? Our foot are something which helps us to stand straight. Just imagine, children, if there was no foot, right? Your foot was not there, then how would you stand, correct? That's the reason each and every body part of ours has its own importance and its own activity to do. Likewise, even in the plants also, there are different parts, correct? And each part of the plant is having one function to it, right? Without that, the plant is incomplete. Yes, like any other organism, plants are also having different parts. So let us just see how the plants are divided. Plants are divided into two parts, correct? One part which is below the ground, right? One part of the plant which is below the ground, and the other one which is above the ground. Above the ground, whatever we see is called as shoot part of the plant. What it is called as shoot. All your leaves, flowers, fruits, stem, they all together form the shoot system of the plant, right? And the part of the plant which is underground is called as root system, right? We usually cannot see the root system unless and until we pluck the tree or pluck the plants outside. But it is not a good thing to do because we need to save our nature. So never do pluck any plants. Every plant has its own importance. And you are very well aware that plants gives oxygen to us. Correct? Do not pluck the plants unless and until it is not necessary. Right? Okay. So let us see each part of the plants and understand its own different functions. Yes. First, let us focus on the part of the plant which is below the ground. What is the part of the plant which is below the ground? What do we call for that? We call it as a root system. We call it as root system. So a root is that part of the plant which is under the ground. The root is the underground part of the plant. Now, what is the function of a root? Root fixes the plant in the soil. Just imagine, without a root, will a plant be able to stand? We know that root takes the water and give it to this one. But roots, what does this root do, children? It spreads, right? Roots spreads like thread in the ground. So it holds these roots, they go and hold the soil in the ground. They hold the soil in such a way the plant above the ground can stand straight. It is just like how our foot of our body is. Our foot of the body makes us to stand flat on the ground. We can stand strongly. The same way, root fixes the plant in the soil. It makes the plant to be steady in the soil. Also, yes, it absorbs. See, what do we give for the plant? Do we give different types of food item, pizza, burger, or rice and dal? No, right? We need to just give water to the plant. correct? Plants needs water and sunlight for its growth, right? And the minerals which plant requires, it gets it from the soil itself. In the soil there are different types of minerals which a plant requires. So who gives it to the plant? Yes, the root is the part of the plant which absorbs. If you put the water, or you might put some different um, chemicals or fertilizers for the plant so that it can grow healthy and grow faster. So roots, they absorb the mineral. How, see, like how when we eat our food, our stomach absorbs all the energy and gives to the body, correct? The same way, a root absorbs the water and minerals from the soil, and it passes it into the different part of the plant which is above the ground, correct? And the major function is, root also fixes the plant into the soil. It holds the plant so that plant can stand straight, be it a straight plant or be it a spreading creeper plant, small plant or a big trees. So whatsoever, whatever kind of a plant it might be, the root of that particular plant helps it to be strong standing on the ground. So what is the function of the root? Root function is to fix the plant in the soil, and it also absorbs the water and the minerals from the soil, right? It absorbs and sends it to the different parts. Now let us talk about the stem. You can see the green straight part of the plant. It can be of different colors. We have seen, see, stems are of green color generally. Then we see brown color. Sometimes stems are of red colors also. So there are different kind colors of stems available. So what is the function, main function of the stem? Stem is the main part of the shoot system. Yes. Now you remember, just now I said you, plants are divided into two parts. One is shoot system. Shoot system is nothing but those part of the plant which is above the ground, and root system is below the ground. Now the important part of the plant in the shoot system, whichever is on the ground, above the ground, is the stem. Why? Because stem makes the plant to stand straight, and it is like our bones inside our body. It is like our backbone which keeps us straight and helps us to, and it is connected to all the different plants. So from the stem, there are different branches, correct? Small stems extending outside. Yes. So what does this do? The main function of the stem is to carry water and minerals to the leaves. Yes. Root absorbs everything and it sends through stem. So from the stem, the water flows to each and every leaf of the plant, each and every leaf of the plants. Then the flowers, when the flowers come, they also need the water. So the stem carries the water to the flowers also. And if you have fruits to the plants, then to the fruits also, the stem only carries the water and it supplies it to all the parts of the plant above the ground. So stem is a part of the plant shoot system. It carries water to all the different parts of the plant, be it flower, fruit, leaves. Yes, and that becomes the strongest part of the plant which supports the different shoot system. Yes, right. If there was no stem, then we'll not have branches. And if there's no branches, then we don't have leaves. If we don't have leaves, then we don't have fruits or flowers. Yes, that's why in the shoot system, stem is the main part. Can you see how the water flows from the ground? See how the roots is carrying it to the next. Next comes your leaves. Yes, leaves. The green part of the plant which is of different size and textures. So leaves are the part of the plant which prepare food for the plant. And leaves are generally of green color, but we have seen red color leaves also. We have seen yellow color leaves also. Yes, for different plus, but generally it is of green color. So leaves make the fruit food for the plant. Yes, they are the part of the plants which make the food for the plant also, and these also help us to make the food outside the plant, the fruit part. Yes, next comes our flower. Yes, the flower is the most beautiful part of the plant. Don't you agree? Whenever we see flowers on the plants, we feel so very fresh and happy, correct? So flowers are the most beautiful part of the plant. It appears as a bud first. The closed, when the petals of the flower is not completely open, until then, when it is in a closed texture, when all the leaves of the flower, petals, those leaves we call it as petals. So petals of the flowers are closed together, then they are called as bud. The unblossomed, when the flower has not yet blossomed, it is yet to open up, the closed structure is called as a bud. The bud changes into fully grown flowers. So children, in the flower plants, the flowers are the last thing. But for the plants which gives us fruits and vegetables, these fruits and vegetables, they come from the flower itself. So flowers helps to grow into a fruit. These flowers, they become into fruits, like be it tomato plants, brinjal plants, right? So what they do, they become first flower, then these flowers get converted into the fruit. This is only for the plants where we get fruits and vegetables. But imagine, can you get a fruit from a rose plant? No, right? Because the flower of that particular plant only is the last part. We don't have fruits for that. Yes. So flower is the most beautiful part of the plant. It appears as a bud. The bud changes into fully grown flower. Next comes our fruit. Yes, the fruit plant part of the plant is what we eat, which gives us energy, right? We'll all love to eat fruits, correct? Fruit is formed from flower itself. Fruits also protect the seeds. They store and protect the seeds. See, whenever we want to grow a new plant, what do we require? The seeds, right? Where are the seeds stored? The seeds are stored inside the fruits itself. Whenever you cut a fruit, you definitely get seeds, right? That seeds get converted into a plant. So those seeds, from where do we get? Do we get it on the leaves? No. Do we get in the flowers? No. We get those seeds from the fruits only. Now a question should arise for you people. How about the plants whose flowers are there? Correct? Or how about the plants which do not give fruits? How do they grow? Generally, some flower plants, inside the flowers, they have small thread-like structure. So those, if they get dried and if they are germinated, when we put it into the ground, they become a plant by themselves. Some flower plants can grow from the stem or any branch part. So you will be learning about these in detail in your next classes, I guess, when you go to the higher classes. Until now, you just remember the fruits are the part of the plant which stores the seeds and protects it, right? This were about the different parts of the plant. So what all did we read today? We read about the different parts of the plant. The plant is divided into two parts, the part which is above the ground and the part which is below the ground. Below the ground, whatever part it is called as the root system. Above the ground, whichever is the part which is visible for you people, it is the shoot system. Which is the main part of the shoot system? It is the stem. Stem carries water to all the different parts of the plant, correct? And it also keeps the plant straight and helps to grow. Second thing, leaves of the plants. Leaves of the plant prepare the food for the plant, correct? Third thing, we learned about flowers, right? Flowers are the most beautiful part of the plant, which actually eventually get converted into a fruit, all right? And finally, we come across the fruit. Fruit part of the plant, which is edible, which means we can eat it. Not every fruit is eatable, children. Just remember that. Okay, so this fruit part of the plant is something which we eat, right? From tomato, brinjal, lady's finger, everything they are produced from the flower itself. And these fruits, they store seeds inside them so that if you use that seeds, you can grow more plant. So further, different types of plants are available. So we will be learning about that in our next class. Until then, bye bye.